Thank you so much for such a lovely introduction. First of all, I would just like to thank the entire management team and NIFT Jodhpur for having me here. And it's honestly an honor to be here. It was one of my dreams to be at this college at one point of time, but sadly that didn't go through. But for me to be here at your esteemed stage is honestly a very grateful experience, so thank you for that. And before I begin, I would just like to say that about 5-ish years ago, I think I was just like one of you guys sitting somewhere about there with my friends. And because I come from a business college, we used to have a lot of these conclaves and business talks where, we would just kind of wait for it to get over. And that's not how I want my talk to be. So I wanted to be interactive, I wanted to ask questions, and I wanted to actually take you through my journey in detail because I know a lot of you guys are aspiring creators, aspiring artists in a multitude of fields. Essentially, beauty and fashion is where I belong, but I know you guys have a lot of talent beyond that. So I would like to help in whatever ways I can. But I'm going to share my journey, and I'm also going to share a lot of things that I learned on the way while being in the industry for the past 3-4 years, and also some truths that are too close to me that have helped me for my journey. Right, so let's begin from the top, right? Uh, After my college, because it was a business college and I was at an integrated MBA program, which did not provide you placements if you opted out of the BBA phase, which I did. So as soon as I was out of my college, all I wanted was for something to root me and ground me, and I couldn't be wasting my time. So I started looking for jobs that would help me manage my time better and build something better. And luckily, I found a job in Ahmedabad where I was studying. And luckily enough, I was also doing that job with one of my best friends. And it was in the fashion space, so we got a lot of creative liberty and things to experiment on our own, which was a very nice thing to think about. But suddenly, you're out of college and you're given this responsibility to handle everything about a brand, from ideation to execution to how you would do the shoots to how their social media would look like to how that would form and shape the sales of the brand. Oh my God, it is scary. So being thrown into the unknown is one of the most beautiful gifts that life will ever give you, and you will most probably not realize that it's a gift until the right time. So that job really helped me navigate a lot about relationships and people. It helped me understand how to work with people, without people, how to make people work for me. I was a huge control freak where, I would rather do everything on my own and do it better than have anyone else do it. But I realized that delegation is important. And I did learn that teamwork indeed makes the dream work. And a lot of other things along that job made me realize that it is not a one-man job. And so that job went on for a bit, and I felt like it was time for growth. And I also wanted to venture into the field of beauty, and I wanted to move to Bombay. So after that, I started sending out about 100 cold emails every single day. I started reaching out to people on LinkedIn. I commented for better reach. I reached out to people on Instagram, friends and friends of friends, all that I could do to find my dream job because I wasn't ready to just settle for anything. And after a lot of planning, plotting, reaching out to people, I finally landed a job who was also looking for someone for a holistic role. Now, because I come from a background of production, I was also a model, part-time model while I was back in Ahmedabad. The job that I was chosen for required me to be as much in front of the camera as behind it. So they sort of wanted someone who could create content for them in-house, but also manage a lot of shoots and a lot of things that goes behind the camera, which is managing people, ideating with the team of online people, managing everything, getting people on board, booking people. So that again was a job that taught me a lot of things, but that was my entrance to beauty. But what I did along with starting this job was started producing content for myself. And because I was already doing a full-time job, I had to find time to create content before I went to the job. Sometimes, obviously, on the job was also a part of content creation, and I would also create content when I would come back home. And I was ready to give it my all because I saw a lot of potential in what this could become, although it was becoming something that was not being handled by me for a long time. But I could see that working out for me. So naturally, after a point of time where content started working for me, where I gave it a lot of my time, I had to leave my job, and that decision wasn't very easy for me to sort of leave everything and take up content full time. And that is the one time that I realized the most important lesson of life is the importance of start. I don't think anyone has ever, given me a lesson or told me uh, as a very important learning the importance of just starting something. Most people wait for the perfect moment to start, but the reality is that nobody and nothing extraordinary has ever been built by someone by waiting for the perfect moment. So what I want to lay it out here is that you can start small. You can start even if your ideas are not perfect, even if they're incomplete, but you just have to start. Most people don't even take the fall to make sure that their dreams come true simply because they're too scared that it might never become a reality. And they usually lean on to two basic things. Either it is the basis of procrastination because you just feel like your priorities are different. Sometimes it could simply be as simple as wanting to join a gym or going to your swimming class or starting a brand of your own. You just procrastinate because you feel like this is something that can be put off to another day, and that is how you literally, with every moment, with every day, delay the reality of your dreams coming true. And the second thing is the idea of perfection. You sometimes feel like, there's something I can do to make this better as the reason why today is not a good enough time to start. It's 9:04, so I shouldn't start. I should wait till 9:10. And, when it's 9:20, you probably want to start at 8 p.m. But that time never comes, and you just keep on delaying and delaying. But instead, if you just tell yourself that this is the moment I start, if you let all of your fears get away from you just because you feel you're not good enough, and you start by it, you'll not even realize how far you've come, and that's how it's happened for me. If you actually really realize it, no one else is canceling you but you when you do that. So stop canceling yourself in your own mind before the world even gives you a chance to, and start the process. And I'm saying this because I know what it feels like where you feel like, nothing in my life is going right. I feel like everyone's succeeding and I'm like, stuck right there. And that happens to the best of us. And that is happening because you compare yourself. Comparison kills joy. It literally delays your process. No one has ever been in the same journey as you. No one has been in the same shoes as you. No one has been raised like you. No one has had probably, I've talked to so many friends recently and I've realized no one has had the trauma the same as you. So that comparison can never be equal, and that comparison will never be fair. So you don't need to torture yourself with that comparison and still delay your process to start. So again, coming back to the most important point that I was making, that is the process of start. There's this quiet moment that we all are accustomed with. It happens to the best of us. That moment before you hit send, or the moment before you have to post something, or for a lot of design students, the moment before your scissors hit the fabric. Now, this moment is not glamorous. This moment is not loud. This moment is that moment where your heart is like really beating fast because you can feel that, this is the moment that's probably going to change something. Now, this is the exact moment where most people stop. Not because they don't have ideas or the ideas that they can bring to reality, but simply because they just feel like they cannot do it. And again, what is that? That is about canceling yourself. But the moment you begin, the moment you start, you automatically separate yourself from 500,000 people who probably will never reach out with the goals like you did. So Yeah, what I was trying to tell you guys is that please don't cancel yourself. Please don't tell yourself the rules that don't exist. That you cannot do. You probably cannot do something before that happens. And just begin with something, whatever it is that you want to do. Whether you want to start your own brand, whether you want to start creating content, because I know it takes a lot of confidence to come in front of the camera, to come in front of the stage for a lot of people in the committee to be doing this. And most people feel like they can't do this, although they have the potential, is because they just feel like we don't have it in ourselves. So, yeah, don't do that. Just have the courage to start, and rest everything else is something that most people figure out as they go. The billionaires who've become billionaires, the content creators who make millions of money today, never had an action plan of knowing how they will get there. Like, literally, no one knows. But all you have to do is take the first step and start. Um, and now I think I want to venture a bit more about talking on the field of fashion and beauty with respect to content creation. And one of the most important facets of being in this industry that I feel most people forget is having your own voice, is self-expression. Um, and we also mask this entire facade with the name of authenticity. Um, I feel like when authenticity is the anchor that you dwell on, the world is your stage. So we all know there's like a million creators out there. There's like a million people who are trying to make a mark for themselves. So what is it that separates a creator from another? Or like, let's say if any one of you guys want to be a creator, how will you differentiate yourself from the next best person? It's by having a voice of your own. Again, the credibility, the authenticity comes with the voice that you make of yourself is exactly what will differentiate you from another. And I feel like the best of those in the business that do what they do and are where they are is because they act out of emotion and not out of an adaptation that is built out to be. Because fashion, beauty, art, the center of it all uh, is to not reflect out of a mirror that already exists, but to open windows to the possibilities of, I feel, all that can be. And in this context, that window is you. Um, so yeah, I mean, having the power to express yourself, making sure that you put your authentic self out there, whatever your voice may be. You could be a person who's very nonchalant, or you could be a person who loves talking. Whatever it is about you, if you try to conceal that part of yourself as a content creator or anyone who's set out to do anything in this industry, and if you curb that, I don't think that's something that's going to help you on the way. And that's a bit about how do you express yourself in the industry. And one of the most important things that I feel after having been in this industry that uh, comes not so naturally to a lot of people is the importance of nurturing relationships. So when you're at the behest of a lot of people, relationships are at the core of what you do. No matter what industry it is, whether it's fashion, whether it's beauty, or whether it's content creation, people are at the center of everything. So building relationships, and in the more professional context, if you call it networking, is a skill that you will have to learn whether you like it or not, and it will be at the core of your career for sure. Um, I feel like if you've heard Maya Angelou say that no matter what you say or what you do, the way people feel around you and the way you leave people making feel is how they will always remember you. So I think you need to foster relationships, you need to foster friendships, and that is how people will always and always remember you. So yeah, that was my time. That was my 2 cents on all that I have learned here.